by the government's eyes. It's down below, yeah. When I see the sky work in a dungeon or a pound a week rise. In 1960, a few years ago, my work was leaders to the Robins did go. Say we work very hard, and every day from this gone lives, and we ask you here and now for a pound a week rise. It's down below, Jack. When I see the sky work in a dungeon or a pound a week rise. Then I spoke no home and they made this decree. When the output rises, you I would agree to raise all your wages to get new fair pay. For I was once a miner and I worked on my day. It's down below, Jack. When I see the sky work in a dungeon or a pound a week rise. Then the miners they went, they worked hard and well, with lungs full of coal that steamed the bottom of hell. The open roof was 16, 18 cents and more. And when 2 years come and gone, they rose above the school. And the miners they went to get their one prize to ask Lord Robins for his pound a week rise. Robins wouldn't give a pound, he wouldn't give 10 bob. He gave them 7 and 6 and said, get back to your jobs. So come on, goes, take heed what I say. No, and don't leave a cold board when they say you'll get fair pay. Cut off them how you chew apart. You can make the output rise. You'll get by in the sky instead of 1 pound rise. And it's down below, Jack. When I see the sky work in a dungeon or a pound a week rise. And it's down below, Jack. When I see the sky work in a dungeon or a pound a week rise.
Yesterday, which was really great, and the day before that we were in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, if anyone knows where that is. That's not terribly far from where Brian and I live. And it was our first gig back in a while. The last time we had played together was in Ireland, like a few weeks before that. And a few weeks kind of feels like a lifetime when you're not playing together. So Friday was like a little stressful and scary. But so we do these, for those of you that don't know us, we do these trips over to Ireland where we bring people from the States with us over there, and we do a week-long vacation together, essentially, where we're doing sightseeing during the day. We're going to like Cliffs of Moher and Kylemore Abbey and all these amazing places, and then we play in the sessions in the evening. So we were doing one of these trips, and we've been really lucky. That was our third one, I believe, with this band. And we've had the best groups of people come with us, just the nicest, coolest, most interesting people. We've been very lucky. Brian and his other band has done these trips, and that's more of a rock band, and that attracts all sorts.
Well, no, we might. We've always had great groups too. We've had more people on those trips miss the bus because of hangovers.
Right. That's fair. That's fair to say, yeah. But we had something funny happen on this trip. So we encourage people if they want to bring instruments, like, we try to find sessions that'll include everybody, or we'll play with people on our trip if they want to. And we had one fiddle player on our trip, which was cool besides the three of us. And then there was a guy who was a Highland bagpipe player who joined us. He brought his bagpipes.
And his kilt.
And his kilt.
Yeah, his full
Yes.
Highland regalia.
He was
He's a
rapping
pipe
Scotland,
maker.
man. It's great.
He was very casual about it, though. He was just like, oh, he came out wearing it one day. He's like, oh, I just found this in the bottom of my suitcase.
He did say that. I love picturing that guy just always having that in his suitcase. That just brings me so much joy.
That's so heavy.
But the one night, so we were sitting, it was like a group dinner, so everyone was kind of seated, and Brian and myself and Caroline were all at one table, and our bus driver, his name was Patrick. We've had him before. He's amazing. He's a gem of a human. He sat down with us at our table, and so we're like, cool, we'll talk about tomorrow's schedule, whatever. This bagpiper sat down with us, and we're like, oh, cool, we'll get to know this guy. And at one point, I am notoriously bad with names. Like, great with faces, not good with names. Anyway, I whispered over to Caroline, I was like, do you know that guy's name? She's like,
We had neglected to hand out any name tags.
we did. Anyway, there were like 40 people on this trip, but she goes, I think it's Robert. And I was like, yeah, but you said it very confidently. Anyway, so the whole dinner, I'm calling this guy Robert. The whole dinner, I'm like, so Robert, what do you do for work? So where are you from, Robert? Like, anytime I talked to him, I said his name. He didn't say anything, but
He wouldn't look up from his meal.
true.
And so we're just talking to each other, like, wow, pipers have really bad hearing.
Anyway.
Which they do.
Anyway, so for like 3 or 4 days, we're calling this guy Robert. He seems...
Our bus driver heard us calling him Robert. He's like, oh, that guy's name is Robert. So he was calling him Robert. too.
Anyway, we kept perpetuating this amongst ourselves. And so, yeah, we spent about 4 days calling this guy Robert, and at one point, we learned his real name because...
Which is very close to Robert.
It's Doug. Yeah, so anyway, we learned his name at one point, not from him, and then we started calling him Doug and just...
In our defense, there were 4 Dougs on this trip, so
Yeah.
it seemed unlikely
That
to
his
have
name would
another
also...
Doug.
Is it Doug too? There's no way that's also Doug.
Anyway, so we corrected ourselves and we just ignored the fact that we've been calling him Robert. So we started calling him Doug, and then I realized at one point, so Brian and I are married, for those of you who don't know. We've been sitting together, of course, on the bus, but at one point we had to take 2 different shuttle buses, and Brian went on the other one, and Doug, Doug looked at me and he goes, oh, Rose, where's Steve? That's serious, and I just stared at him, I was like, I don't know Steve. And I was like, oh, Steve? He's like, yeah, where's your husband Steve? I was like, oh, I think he's on the other shuttle, and I did it correct.
So then, for multiple days, he was calling me Steve, even to my face. And I felt so bad about calling him Robert that I couldn't correct him. And then one of the very final days, we were once again sitting with Patrick, our driver, at a table at breakfast, and poor Doug comes over to us, and he's finally figured it out. He's like, I feel so bad. I've been calling you Steve. He's like, don't worry, Doug. I've been calling you Robert. And this whole thing, we were laughing. And I swear to God, Patrick, our driver, looked up to him, and he's like, oh, I was calling you Robert as well. And Doug said, oh, well, what time do we need to be on the bus, Dennis?
He wasn't joking. We never corrected him. Anyway. It was just
So, if you come with us to Ireland, there
Please
will
tell us
be
your name.
name tags.
Yes, tell us your name on day
We're
one.
not guessing. We're not gonna guess anymore.
It'll be like kindergarten for the first day. We apologize.
Oh God. All right. Well, this is a women's empowerment song. This is called Shine. They're all looking through her. Yeah. So this is another one we recorded on our newest album. We did not write this song. This is a gorgeous song called The Highwayman that some of you might have heard of before.
There are multiple versions of The Highwayman. One is by Lorena McKinnon, and that is a different song than the one that we're
Sure.
Yes. But there's another song called The Highwayman, which is written by, my brain just stopped.
Jimmy Webb.
Jimmy Webb, thank you. Thank you for being here. Barb, you're helping us out. Jimmy Webb is a fantastic songwriter. Wrote such songs as Wichita Lineman, About the Time I Get to Phoenix, and MacArthur Park, the Cake in the Rain song, that one. But the version of his song, The Highwayman, that was made most famous was by a group of the same name, which was made up of Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, and Johnny Cash in the 90s. Pretty good group. And they had a version of this song go to #1 in the US, but we took ours from a Glenn Campbell recording, so it's set it in. See, this is what happens. It's not traditional music, but it becomes traditional music. Shed his lifeblood on my blade. The bastards hung me in the spring of 25, but I'm still alive. I was a sailor, I was born upon the tide, and with the sea I did abide. I sailed a stream around the Horn to Mexico. I went aloft to furl the mainsail in a blow. And when the yards broke off, they said that I got killed, but I am living still. I was a dam builder across the river deep and wide, where steel and water did collide. At a place called Boulder on the wide Colorado, I slipped and fell into the wet concrete below. They buried me in that great tomb that knows no sound, but I am still around. I guess I'll always be around, and around, and around, and around. I'll fly a starship across the universe divide, and when I reach the other side, I'll find a place to rest my spirit if I can. Or perhaps I may become a highwayman again. Or I may simply be a single drop of rain, but I will remain, and I'll be back again, and again, and again, and again. Ooh. I look like a Steve. What? How do you look like a Steve?
I can kind of
Are there any Steves here?
Yes.
Where? Do I look like that guy?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You got Steve vibes.
Are there any Brian?
Yeah, Brian said. So this is a song from our album Folk Hero. We did write this one, so this one is our fault that it's about death. This is a song about a real life bully in the town of Skidmore, Missouri, named Ken Rex McElroy. That's a real name, which is kind of wild. Here, you tell the story.
oh yeah, well okay, so Ken Rex, he was a bully in the truest sense of the word. This guy is sort of legendary. He had a reign of terror in Skidmore that lasted more than 30 years. From the time he was a teenager all the way through adulthood, and he raised kids and friends on this compound outside of town where they were all bullies and they all just kind of ran roughshod over this town for decades. And it got to the point where not even law enforcement would come if you called about Ken Rex, because there was no point, because if you arrested Ken Rex, his friends would find out who was serving on the jury and they would burn their houses down and follow them around town and take pot shots at their dogs and basically terrorize everyone into not showing up. And so even though he was arrested, I think 22 times, they never managed to make any charges really stick, because there was all these mistrials for juries not showing up and judges leaving the county and all of these stories. So eventually Ken Rex took things too far and got into a verbal altercation with one of his neighbors, which turned into a physical one. And then eventually he pulled a gun and shot the guy. He was fine, he survived, but shot him in front of witnesses. And when it became clear that he wasn't going to stand trial or face any consequences for what he'd done, they held a meeting, a town hall meeting, that strangely Ken Rex wasn't invited to. And they held a vote. It was all very democratic, I guess. They decided they were going to take care of Ken Rex themselves. And so the only police officer in the county was inexplicably called away to another town. And then in the middle of the day, between 40 and 60 eyewitnesses, or they became eyewitnesses, 40 and 60 of his neighbors swarmed out of this town hall, encircled Ken Rex, who was sitting in his pickup truck outside of this bar, and at least 2 people, 2 different guns shot. Broad daylight, at least 40 eyewitnesses. And what's incredible about this story isn't the vigilante justice aspects of it. She's from Florida. What's amazing is this happened in front of that many eyewitnesses 40 years ago, and to this day, the case remains officially open. The entire county has kept the secret, and nobody has ever spoken up and said who it was that actually killed Ken Rex McElroy. So, we like to say it's a heartwarming story of a tight-knit community coming together in a time of adversity to overcome a conflict together through teamwork. Be nice to your neighbors is the real lesson of this story. Black smoke, dark cloud, blood in the water, gonna bring him down. Make a world of moving, world not strange man, but the local law and let him on the green. 20 times arrested, busted blood red hands, he took his gun to the DMG. He shot 2 men for nothing in the middle of the town. He charged in the town that took him to. He terrorized the kids and burned their houses to the ground. Then one day neighbors finally had enough. Oh, broken bones like his eyes. Oh, broken promises in his life. Oh, for the goodness of their town, they found this little bully and they bring him down. eyes. 40 people saw, but not a single shooter me. No one checked here today, but when he dies. Oh, broken bones and blackened eyes. Oh, broken promises and lies. Oh, for the goodness of their town, they found strip on me and they bring him down in broad daylight. So cold, so still. Not one soul is talking, and they never will.
Well, we were stoked for this show for many reasons, but one of the big ones was that we knew there was going to be a big, beautiful grand piano here. Both of these guys play the piano. I quit when I was 6 because I'm a champion. I can play like slightly wrong.
Mad chopsticks.
Mad chopsticks, yeah. But Brian's going to play the piano for this one because this is a piece that Caroline wrote. And she wrote this for one of our Kickstarter backers for one of our albums, basically. You can, while you tune. So yeah, the prompt was we basically asked people if they wanted to donate to our Kickstarter. One of us would write them a tune, and they could pick what kind it is, whether it's a reel or a jig or a slow piece, whatever they wanted. And they could give us a prompt if they wanted to it to be lively or major or minor. Anyway, so this woman named Amy, who lives out in Washington, picked this one. And what was the prompt for this?
Oh, just super easy. She was like, no big deal, but just make it heart-wrenchingly beautiful.
You said you wrote it fairly quickly, but I thought, like, it sounded to me when I first heard it was like a baby robin opening its eyes for the first time. So.
No. You said, she texted me back, she's like, it sounds like a baby cinnamon roll that was just born.
I don't remember that, but that does sound like,
Yeah, we should have waited until after to give you that visual.
Yeah, that's gonna be the picture in your head now the whole time.
I was gonna be thinking about cinnamon.
I stand by it. So this is Caroline's piece, Blue Light.
can almost smell the cinnamon.
All right. Well, this next one's a brand new song. We've only played it once, so we're a little scared. But you guys look nice.
I will send this song out to anyone who happens to live in a place that has an election on Tuesday. Which we do in Pennsylvania. We're actually working the polls on Tuesday morning, so if you're in the Allentown, Pennsylvania area, bring her some coffee and a cinnamon roll.
Please, yeah.
But yeah, as we know, and as people in this particular part of the country know better than anyone, we can all hide behind our keyboards and yell at each other 364 days of the year, 365 in a leap year. But there is one day that it's very important to show up and put our money where our mouths and collective keyboard mouths are, and that is on Election Tuesday. So we wrote a song kind of about that. 5-0 running round real slow, better lay low till they catch you by. No green card in a life so hard, always on guard lest your luck run dry. I'm so afraid of an unannounced rain, you can't go forward but you can't go back. Gotta find more, better check next door. Just another war that we're failing at. 'Cause you talk loud but you never learn. You guard your door while your backyard burns. If your big plan is to take a stand, then it better be Tuesday, honey. Think you'll be fine if you hold the line. They're coming for yours when they got what's mine. Gotta lend a hand and let's go if you're calling it. Break down in a one-street town, praying every night it'll be okay. Good girl with one missed pill on her knees, now frightened in a family way. She says, I'm not fine, I'm borderline. Whoever could have known they would go so far. Good God, if your plan's so flawed, are there any other laws we should just ignore? 'Cause you talk loud but you never learn. You guard your door while your backyard burns. If your big plan is to take a stand, then it better be Tuesday, honey. Think you'll be fine if you hold the line. They're coming for yours when they got what's mine. Gotta lend a hand and let's go if we're going it home. Hindsight never felt quite right, painting on a face just to disappear. He tried to live those lies, now he's coming alive after all these years. It's not right to chase that light back into the shadows of a century past. If we lose sight of those hard-won rights, we'll take them away again so damn fast. Because they talk loud but you never learn. You guard your door while your backyard burns. If your big plan is to take a stand, then it better be Tuesday, honey. Think you'll be fine if you hold the line. They're coming for yours when they got what's mine. Gotta lend a hand and let's go. 'Cause you talk loud but you never learn. You guard your door while your backyard burns. If your big plan is to take a stand, then it better be Tuesday. Think you'll be fine if you hold the line. They're coming for yours when they got what's mine. Gotta lend a hand and let's go if we're calling it home. We're calling it home.
full wardrobe.
We actually,
We got you.
real talk for a second. So we found out yesterday that for the first time ever, an AI-created artist has charted on the Billboard Hot 200 and is one of the top-played artists on Spotify. And we gotta think, it's a harbinger of something. We don't use the word harbinger lightly. But, in any case, it is proof that the music industry is moving away from, recorded media. And as people stop buying CDs, we are transitioning into a farmer's market. We have everything over there from our own hot sauce to succulents. If you're sick of all the songs about death, you can take home something living. Name it Doug or Robert or Dennis or whatever. And we've got candles, soy wax candles that Caroline made in North Carolina. She poured them herself by hand and slaving over her hot kitchen. Yeah. So anyways, yes. 3 people who look remarkably like us will be right over there selling our wares. So please stop over and say hello to us, even just to say hi. We'd love to meet you guys.
So this is our song. This is called The Banks of the Brandywine. It's a Pennsylvania song.
Is it go on the ground? Is it go on the ground? Is it go in it sounds through hollow, hollow? Is it go on the ground? Is it go on the ground? In the ink black dark by the banks of the river. Tangled in the roots of a hickory tree. Red suitcase on the cold, cold ground. Never came come from another cold town. Oh, laying down on the banks of the river. Go on the ground, go on the ground, go in the sun, so I don't know. Go on the ground, go on the ground, in the heat like dark by the banks of the river. Go in the eye. Look in the eye, look in the eye, so hollow, hollow. I see the light, sink into the night. Deep black dark by the banks of the river. Immigrant boy with a pretty young wife. Gonna get your ride to an easier life. Copper red hand in the ground to rust. Underneath the wheels of a coal train of a mile lost. Song from home, I came another stone. Grab your bag and run away, home that goes to the line and run away. You're better off far away anyway, one way to take it home. Grab a bag and run away, home that goes to the line and run away. You're better off far away anyway, one way to take it home. Around here it's understood. Right when like and you're out for good. Swinging in the air on the walls so strong. The baby cried out and even cried long. Oh, no tears out of the banks of the river. Go on the ground, go on the ground, go in the sun, so hollow, hollow. Go on the ground, go on the ground, in the ink black dark by the banks of the river. Go in the eye, go in the eye, go in the eye, so hollow, hollow. The passing of the light, sink into the night, the ink black dark by the banks of the Brandywine.
So I got really into like a French, Quebecois, Celtic phase recently, and I've just been listening to like tons of French Canadian music, basically, which is really fun and nerdy. And I came across this. I really love folk stories, if you couldn't tell. I just love these old folk stories. I just find them hilarious and fascinating, and most of the time there's not a moral to the story, which I find really funny. Anyway, so I
Yeah,
found...
it's just like there was two sisters playing in the woods, and then one of them died, and the other was carried off into the woods by fairies. The end. They're not like morality tales, unless the moral is don't be female in the Middle Ages.
That's accurate, yeah. So I found this one story that's apparently very well known in Quebec, but not the rest of Canada. So Brian grew up in Ontario. He had no idea what the story was. And it's really funny. So it's basically, it's a really old story called La Chasse-Galerie, which means the wild hunt. And it's been, basically the English translation, or the English version of this story is called The Flying Canoe. Anyone knows what that story is? No?
It's not a good translation.
It's not, no. So anyway, it's about this group of lumberjacks, all of these like really hardy lumberjack Canadian dudes who are out on their camp. And it's New Year's Eve, and it's around 9 or 10 p.m., and they're all sitting there, they're just wanting so bad, that they wish so bad they were back in town, partying with their sweethearts, and drinking and kissing their girls and dancing all night, and instead they're hours away, basically at their camp, and they're all bored and bummed out. And so the one guy, who I guess is the troublemaker of the group, he goes, you know, we could get into town. And the other guys are like, we are hours away from town. There's no way we could get back before midnight. And he goes, well, we could take the canoe. And it's silent, because this isn't a normal canoe. This is a magic canoe that for some reason these men have at their camp. It's very normal. And basically what they do is you make a deal with the devil to take the canoe up into the sky and fly at like airplane speed, basically. There's a few rules though. One, they have to be back before dawn. 2, they can't take the Lord's name in vain. And 3, they can't fly into a church steeple. Those are the only rules.
Well, they're also not supposed to drink.
Well, that's not part of the rules.
Oh.
That's just smart.
Honor code?
Yeah. So those are the 3 rules. If they abide by all those and it all goes well, then they can take the canoe and they can fly back to the town and dance with their sweethearts. So
Still fewer rules than Spirit Airlines.
yeah.
It's probably a more comfortable
They probably
flight, too.
didn't have to pay for their seats.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, they finally convinced the one practical guy who didn't want to go, they convinced him to do it. And he's like, fine, but none of us can drink because we'll get all stupid and we're gonna fly the canoe dumb and we're gonna miss getting back in time. They all agree, we're not drinking, we're just gonna go back and dance. So they take the canoe, no problems, they're going over Montreal, they're flying through Canada, they get to town in about an hour, they have a great night, and the one practical guy in the group sees that the one guy who's kind of the troublemaker is downing drinks. And they're watching him and they're like, not good, it's not good. And he's just downing all
A
these drinks.
Canadian lumberjack on New Year's Eve?
Can you imagine? So anyway, they have a great night, they dance all night, they realize it's almost dawn, and they freak out, and they're like, we gotta get back in the canoe right now and get back to camp. So they jump in the canoe without saying goodbye to anyone, they fly off, and of course, the drunk guy wants to drive and is being belligerent and doesn't want to let anyone else drive. And so they get into kind of a tussle in the canoe because they're trying to take over, and they almost hit a church steeple. They're like this close, and instead they veer off into a tree and fall down the tree in their canoe. And you know, if this were any other story, they would be dragged down to hell because that was the bargain they made. But instead, Canadian Satan is apparently a really cool guy. And they all wake up in their beds the next day, and everything is fine, and they have a hell of a story to tell. And that's the end of the story.
But they lose the World Series in 11 innings. That's the consequences. You know? Took a couple hundred years.
Anyway, that is such a weird story, and I love that all of the little Canadian children in Quebec know it. That's so weird. It's great. Anyway, I emailed the story to Caroline, and she didn't think I was serious.
Guys, these are the emails that I get. Like, can you imagine? Like, it's great.
So anyway, I wrote a song. It's called The Flying Canoe. This is brand new. All right, here we go. shining lights
Mon ami,
of Montreal
Victoire,
were the last we saw before the fall.
Lucy John,
A bitter wind blowing across the night. Another one howling on the moonlight. Your nature laid an end to what you want to. Don't risk it all, let your cannonballs on them. Shoot la little pocket twice and one looked upon the box. Speech your course, your formation, boss, your boss, pounding the ball, the ball, walking, walking on tin the cat. Shoot la little pocket twice and one looked upon the box. Speech your course, your formation, boss, your boss, pounding the ball, the ball, walking, walking on tin the cat, the cat. Okay, now we're gonna pull Caroline up on the piano. When do I get to go up, Caroline?
You're next. Lightly road, lightly road.
Lightly roll, good. All right, so this is a piece that we wrote for our album Folk Hero. And yeah, this is one that is called Canyonlands, named after the park.
I should mention, by the way, because we had a few people ask at the break, the tambourine sound that you're hearing, if you can't see it, Caroline has a tambourine strapped to her foot. I'm not joking, that's actually where it's coming from. And there's a microphone on the stage so she can tap her foot and play the tambourine while playing the bass and mandolin and singing. So.
There was one time where we were playing a song where I had to run from the bass to the piano during the song, and I forgot I was wearing the foot tape. That was really funny.
And then it was on the foot that was on the sustain pedal,
Yeah.
so that every time she hit the pedal, it was... Yeah, it's great.
segue.
We're not good at segues.
No, it's not our best strong suit.
So this is as different as we could probably get. You guys know what's coming.
So Rose has this hobby.
It's always me.
It's always your fault. When we're driving between cities and we've been going for hours, we've run out of podcasts and we're running out of jokes that we haven't told each other. Rose will, if we drive past a particularly terrifying roadside motel, she will Google it, and if the reviews are as horrifying as the exterior of the hotel, then she'll just read us the 1-star reviews for like 2 hours. And it never stops being funny. You learn more about a person's life in the 8 all-caps lines that they leave as a 1-star review for a Days Inn in Osceola, Florida. More than you could ever want to know about somebody. And they're honestly poetry. Some of them are very, very long and very thought out. Questionable, it's like E.E. Cummings or something. It's like no punctuation, lots of cockroaches. I didn't make that connection until just now, actually. But anyways.
Very clever connection.
Well, thank you. We finally figured out that if these were in fact poetry, then we could probably set them to music, and so that's what we've been doing for the last year.
Just that. That's all we've been doing. Yeah. It's funny though.
It feels like it sometimes.
It's to the point now where we played a show recently, and we're not going to do this one tonight, but I introduced a song and I said, we call this one Bed Bugs. And the woman in the front row goes, I love this song, to her friend. Damn it. That's what we're known for now. So this is one Brian wrote, and
going back to my altar boy roots.
yeah, exactly, yeah. This is one of a few church hymns that we have, so.
3 men tried to force open my door. I was lucky they ran after a 911 call. On speakerphone. On speakerphone. Praise God.
That's a real motel review that exists. Yeah, it's a real one. This is one we kind of wrote as it's like a spooky jazz song. I'm
It's
just
a Halloween one.
picturing Tim Curry or something.
Okay, yeah. Boom, boom, boom,
The room was dingy and very dingy. I found little black bugs dead in one of the beds. And every time we would go outside, the groundskeeper would come out of the office
boom, boom,
and
boom,
sit in his chair behind the office building, facing us, just sitting there, glaring at us. It was really creepy and uncomfortable, like a weird horror show. Like a weird horror show. And this is one of our favorites. This is one Caroline wrote, and it turned into kind of a swing situation. What is this one?
Just because there's no instrument on the stage she hasn't played yet, so.
Yeah. Okay. Worst ever doing, worst experience I have ever had in any motel. Where do I begin? The first night I had some random way of dressing another tenant. Call my room at 3 a.m. asking if I had a condom. different as we can get from
If you want to hear more of those, follow us on social media. If you don't want to hear more of those, don't follow us on social media.
All right, well, this one, this is not a motel review, but this is another true story song because, as you can tell, we like those. And we're getting a little more into the death part of our set now. But this is a true story about a real-life guy whose name was Michael Malloy. And some of you may have heard this story because I think they did a documentary on this guy at one point. But we found the story online, and it's about an Irish man who moved to New York City, and he was there during the Great Depression. And this guy really had a reputation, not to perpetuate Irish stereotypes, but this guy had an insane reputation for being able to hold his liquor. Like he could outdrink everyone at every speakeasy that he went to, and so he kind of became notorious in a lot of these bars.
He earned the nickname Iron Mike Malloy, but he wasn't a boxer. It was actually just because of his legendary liver. And serious, the one speakeasy that Mike Malloy hung out at, the guys who owned it, they would watch him just drinking himself stupid every single night. And they knew you can only keep this up for so long, right? And so, knowing that Mike Malloy was probably going to drink himself to death in their bar, they got together one night, and this is not an intervention story, by the way. They got together one night and they said to each other, you know, if he's going to drink himself to death anyway, is it hurting anybody if we just get him to sign some paperwork and take out some life insurance policies on him and then just encourage him to drink more and speed things along, right? So they told him his money was no good at the bar, he could drink as much as he wanted. They got him to sign a bunch of paperwork when he was really drunk. And then they sat back to wait, and they figured that they would watch him finish himself off in a couple weeks at best. So they were underestimating the tenacity of his liver. And months in, they were basically out of liquor and approaching bankruptcy from paying the premiums on all these life insurance policies. So they started trying to sneak things into his drinks. You know, they started with like rubbing alcohol, and then like oven cleaner, and finally it was like antifreeze, like shots of antifreeze, hoping he would just drop dead and they could collect on their policies. Nothing worked. So they ran him over with a car. I'm not sure how they were going to pretend that that was, you know, natural causes, but at this point they were desperate. So they ran him over with a car, didn't work. Showed up 2 weeks later, cast in his arm, waiting for his shots of antifreeze. And then they soaked him to the bone, like they just doused him with water, took him to Central Park in the middle of February, and left him on a park bench overnight, thinking, okay, it's cold as hell, he's gonna freeze to death overnight. They apparently forgot they'd been feeding him shots of antifreeze for 2 months. So he was fine. This went on and on and on and on and on, and the story is incredible. They were the most incompetent murderers. They were unfortunately successful eventually, but it took them a very long time, and every crazy method you can think of, and some that I'm sure you can't. But we thought Mike Malloy deserved to be memorialized in song, because it was such a crazy story about an Irish immigrant, and no one had written one yet, so this is ours. down the street.
Well, we got a couple more for you. We want to, of course, thank Alex so much for bringing us in here, and Karen and excellent sounding, amazing job, and Jim, all the wonderful volunteers here. This is a very cool.
Jug and Robert, Steve and Dennis.
Dennis, if you want to see us again, we do get to this area quite often. We were just in this area back in July. So we do get here a couple times a year. Please sign up for our email list. We only send like 1 email a month. We don't spam. Just if you want to know when we're going to be back in the area. You can also grab an Ireland flyer off our table if you want to come with us to Ireland. Whoop, whoop. Let's leave the country! But this is an instrumental, so nobody dies in this song. And this is called Smoke Jumper. 1, 2, 3.
Once again, Rose Baldino on fiddle, Caroline Browning on everything. And my name is Brian. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. This was really fantastic. We love coming back to this area. We're going to be hanging out here right after the song, so please come say hi to us if you have not already. We'd love to meet you or give you a hug if we already know you. We do give hugs if we don't know you, but it's a little uncomfortable. But we'll do it. We'll leave you guys with this one. This is another folklore song because we like those. And this is probably the highest death count in the whole set, so kind of is what it is. This is a song about a woman named Mary, and Mary actually did exist. This was a real woman, and she lived in this massive castle in Ireland back in the 1500s. And apparently now, today, it's known as the most haunted castle in Ireland because of Mary. And according to legend, what Mary would do is she would marry a Cromwellian soldier, and then after a year and a day, she would kill him off or murder him herself. And supposedly, she killed over 25 men during her lifetime. That's the legend. None of that is true.
There's a lot of nodding among the women in the audience.
Yeah, we get it.
It's excessive. 25 is a lot.
Nobody has
I'll give you
time.
like a dozen.
It's just like a lot of effort. But no, Mary was actually married 4 times. All of her husbands did pass away, but she had nothing to do with it. It was war, or they got sick, or whatever they were doing. So yeah, Mary was not a murderer, but she was a very strong, independent woman, and for the time, very much frowned upon. Even today it's frowned upon, but even more so then. This is all the folklore that we found about Mary, and we put it into a song. So this is for her. This is called Red Mary. Thanks again.